This is Doughboy, a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle completely reborn by Blazin Rodz and revealed at the 2024 SEMA show in Las Vegas. 2,800 horsepower, a coach-built steel widebody, over 75 3D printed parts, and it walked away with the SEMA Best Engineered Vehicle of the Year award. This is what happens when classic American muscle is rebuilt by minds raised on CAD, scanners, and additive manufacturing.
Right? We built this car in a year. Our shop's only 1 year old. So this was our very first project as a shop car to kind of showcase what we can do. The inspiration was to just honestly make the wildest car we possibly can. That's where it came from. We honestly really didn't have a guide. This car was just built as we were going. We never really had a structure to follow because we had no time to sit there.
Blazin Rodz is based in Rancho, Santa Margarita, California. The build was led by master fabricator Riccardo Salatino, with Waylon Jeffery driving the digital design and 3D printing, and Scotty Zimmerman managing operations. A car of this scope normally takes 3 to 5 years. The team finished Doughboy in just 11 months, 370 days from a bare 1970 Chevelle body shell to a SEMA showstopper rumored to carry 7-figure offers.
And so many other historic vehicles. Now we're gonna tow this Blazin Rodz insane Chevelle. We're gonna use a front hitch, but part of it is because they had to build this bridge just to get it out. It's that wide. It doesn't even fit in this trailer. It's 88 inches wide.
At the heart of Doughboy is a 540 cubic inch Brodix big block V8, 8.8 liters of Chevy architecture, hand-built by Ace Racing Engines in Mena, Arkansas. 2 precision 8,385 next-gen 83mm turbochargers are mounted into openings cut directly into the front fenders, partially exposed incoming air. A custom air-to-water intercooler doubles as the front core support, preserving the Chevelle's classic V-shaped grille.
Yeah, so it's a 540 twin turbo big block Chevy. It's a Brodix block, Brodix heads. It's a beast of a power plant. It's got twin 8385 precision next gen turbos on it. 2,800 horsepower. It's not going to have to make that its whole life, right?
Yeah,
it's a turbo
for sure.
car, dude. We could neuter it down. And the engine bay on these cars is massive, so an LS would look like a little Minnie Mouse in there. So
yeah,
let's put
sure.
a big block in it, you know? And me and Spencer actually come from like the pro mod world, though that's what we know is big block Chevys with 10 turbos. We call it like the Super Bowl of horsepower.
Yeah,
you know, it's
dude.
like the interior from Avant-Garde. So this car went to Florida.
Okay.
We're originally from Orange County, so it had to make a trek all the way across the country to Florida. The whole interior is 3D printed, every piece of it, the whole
Really?
dash, the door panels, everything. Avant-Garde, if you ever get a chance.
The entire engine sits 15 inches further back than original, transforming the weight balance for track work. Custom stainless headers feed a side exit exhaust capped with 3D printed stainless tips. A daily engineering billet dry sump keeps oil under control. Dual 10-gallon per minute Aeromotive brushless pumps feed a custom billet intake with integrated fuel rail. The result? 2,800 horsepower, more than 3 Hellcat Red Eyes combined.
What about the wheels that you have? Because those are pretty wicked.
So those are custom wheels from Robert at Kompression Wheels. We wanted the car to have a pretty gnarly stance. It's kind of why we did the whole wide body the way we did it.
Yeah, definitely.
So the wheels have to match, you know. Geometry-wise, it's not like the idealist thing, you know, but kind of like just a show wheel right now, you
For
know.
sure.
It's functional, it works.
What's really cool to me is how the cage is kind of incorporated in the look of
Yeah.
the interior. Can you tell me like a little bit about that process there too?
Yeah, so we wanted to have like billet components on the
2,800 horsepower needs serious gearing. Doughboy uses a 6xDX 6-speed sequential gearbox paired to an RPS quad carbon plate clutch with an XAP Technologies shift actuator that fires gear changes in just 30 milliseconds. A MoTeC M150 ECU runs the entire show, and 2 MoTeC PDM30 power distribution units replace every fuse and relay in the car. 16 volts of pure motorsport-grade electrical control.
That was an undertaking because you're trying to bolt aluminum machine parts to a roll cage, and it has to be strong and structurally secure, right? So that took...
Tank, that's billet too.
Yeah.
And it's
the diffuser of the car.
Diffuser as well, which is insane, dude.
I think so too. We were like, what are we gonna do about this? We know we...
The bones come from an Art Morrison chassis, heavily reinforced for the power. The front suspension borrows C7 Corvette geometry, but every arm is 5-axis CNC machined from billet 7075 T6 aluminum. The rear runs a custom 4-link, also CNC billet, with spherical uniball joints throughout. JRI hydraulic coilovers let the driver adjust ride height on the fly. Show car stance 1 minute, track attack the next.
200-pound block of aluminum, right? Machined down to, I think it's like 180, call it 200 pounds. It's a beast, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, this car reminds me of a video game car, dude.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild.
It's funny you say that, dude. I mean, I call like 3D design and stuff like fabricator cheat codes.
Yeah.
Because you get to do some wild shit, man, and really fast. You make a little mistake on the computer, you can just easily fix it, right? In real life, you're over here like, bro, I got a well. I want them to think about really all the new, technology that was used to make this car, and people need to embrace it for sure. It's the way of the future now. It really speeds up the process. Other shops, they got to learn it.
Stopping power lives behind Wilwood SX6R 6-piston calipers, finished in 24-karat gold. The wheels are custom Kompression 3-piece billet rollers, 20 by 13 up front, 20 by 15 at the rear, blacked out for menace. They're wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, 325 front and 345 rear. The same rubber you'll find on the most serious supercars and track day weapons in the world.
But you guys built a vehicle that is a little too wide for your trailer.
Yeah, we were thinking about building a trailer next. We just ran out of time.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to dig into because there's just so much going on. It has such a presence. What was the original idea behind this build?
So the original idea was we were going to build just a regular Chevelle, right? And we opened up this new shop called Blazin Rodz, and I'm like, we can't just build something basic. We got to go over the top. We got to make this thing as crazy as we can do it in a year. So we all kind of sat down, we jogged down some ideas, what we all thought would be the best thing for the car. And to be honest, the whole aspect, there's a lot of billet on the car, and the whole aspect of the billet actually started with the rear of the car, I'd say.
What did this start life as?
So it's a 1970 Chevy Chevelle. So we tried to incorporate as much of the original style points. Like if you look at the rear bumper, it still has that OEM style. So yeah, you can see that this still represents the factory bumper, but obviously this is all 3D printed. The whole bumper's 3D printed. As well as the taillight housings. There's so much that went into this car, it's insane.
It's just so much wider, 88 inches. How much wider is that than stock?
I believe it's 7 or 8 inches wider, something like that.
On each side?
All in all, I want to say, right?
Yeah, about
it's
7.5.
not that much wider. It just looks wider, but a Chevelle is already really wide. It's a big car. They're like land yachts. So wide body, a land yacht, you're like, whoa, bro, how do we get in the trailer?
Yeah, how you grab the aspect of how the car looks so wide is the rear quarters, they're actually sunk in farther than factory. So this whole panel is back, I would say probably, 2 inches, 2.5 inches sucked in, and then the body brought out. So with those two cores.
The body is a full coach-built steel widebody, hand-sculpted, then 3D scanned and reverse engineered in CAD. Over 75 3D printed parts were produced on HP multi-jet fusion machines. The front bumper with integrated air ducts, inner fenders, infinity taillight housings, and the carbon fiber trunk lid with cameras built in as turn signals. The fuel cell doubles as the rear diffuser. The paint is Porsche factory night blue metallic, deep, sinister, and completely unexpected on a Chevelle.
This anyways.
What is this motor package?
It's a 540 big block, Brodix aluminum block, big Brody heads with a lot of customness going down. Pretty much everything you're looking at here we created, down to the breathers, valve covers, these Fuel rails are integrated into the intercooler ports. Made all this, right? So it's dual drive-by-wire, 82mm Bosch throttle bodies. Coolant expansion tank also integrates the fuel return. So if you notice, there's 2 weld-on fuel regulators on the car. But if you look down in here, this tube carries fuel, returns back into another fuel rail is what we call it, which sounds ridiculous, like word jargon, but it's pretty cool. Most people probably won't notice. They'll be like, why is there a radiator cap and there's 2 fuel regulators, you know? But yeah, it just bypasses, everything's divorced.
This valley is just insane.
It's pretty wild. If you look down in there, there's actually ducts, right? So underneath the front splitter, we actually have a carbon fiber diffuser as well underneath the splitter. Grabs air from the splitter and guides it and directs it out behind the rear tires to clean the air up behind the front tire.
That's underneath the carbon fiber. Is that the sway bar?
That's the sway bar, yes. Yep. And it's all notched and 3D. That's all 3D printed. Everything you're looking at is 3D printed.
This is all 3D printed too?
Yeah. All 3D printed, wet laid in carbon fiber. The whole front bumper right here, headlight, we call it like the headlight assembly essentially. All 3D printed, the front bumper's 3D printed, all these ducts, everything.
Was this just an exercise to promote the new shop?
Yeah, I mean,
to promote what you guys potentially could do?
Yeah, I mean, we're just like, you know, how can we? I didn't want to come out with something, you know, something basic. We had the talent, you know, to make this possible. We wanted to really incorporate, you know, new technology into the build, and really display, you know, how well that the new stuff that's relatively available now for everyone to use.
Bring technology and show what you actually can do with it, you know? 3D prints aren't necessarily just like prototype figurines on someone's desk. You could actually make stuff with it, you know, and it's an end-use product at the end of the day. It's not all just FDM on your little Creality machine anymore, a Bamboo, right? Like there are machines that are $4 million, you know? It's endless. Yeah. Like literally, it is endless.
I really like what you said about that. That really makes this a modern hot rod.
Yeah. Step inside and Doughboy turns into a modern Grand Tourer. A 4130 chromoly roll cage is wrapped in billet aluminum A and B pillars. The steering wheel is lifted from an Audi R8 V10, mounted to a custom tilt column, and behind it sits a MoTeC C18012 digital cluster with paddle shifters and on-the-fly tune map switching. The leather and trim were crafted by Avant-Garde Design, and a Lifeline 360 fire suppression system protects the cabin, engine bay.
You know, because I think that's one thing that you could really never replace is that talent in of itself. There's no changing that. Even with the new machine, the Figure G15, there's no fixing this. There's no making this process easier, so we had no choice, and honestly, it kind of just, we're bringing, you know, modern technology forward, but it's
the Figure 15 machine, and what it does is, it does sheet metal forming. Great machine, it just needs, more time.
Yeah.
It needs more time to work. It's still new. But, with that being said, the firewall, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's so much shape change, especially if you look at the driver's side, right? There's so much shape change in there. So, we actually use that machine, that Figure G15 machine, to make the firewall. So the firewall was all made on that.
On the throttle bodies, there's pockets.
Yeah, it's all pocketed out
that allow the throttle body to sit in there.
I see.
And then definitely, I mean, the interior, you know, that definitely can't go unlooked as well. That was done by Avant-Garde out in Palm City, Florida. Everything inside's 3D printed, like the whole dash, door panels, center console, the whole back half, everything's 3D printed. Those guys there are just
on another level.
On another level. They are. It'll make about 2,800.
2,800?
Yeah.
It's got a full-blown Pro Mod drivetrain in it, so.
So the concept of the car is, it's a drag car with GT styling with a luxury car interior, with like a supercar interior, I should say. That was the whole premise of this car, is like, how do we incorporate something that's...
Wheels are crazy too. They definitely match the aesthetic of the car.
All the lip in the world.
What's the specs front and rear?
So it's 20s all the way around. It's running a 13.5 up front, 13.5 inch wide, and a 15 wide in the back. So the front ones are a 325, and the rears are a 3.
Doughboy debuted at the 2024 SEMA show in the Dynamat booth and walked away with the Best Engineered Vehicle of the Year award, the highest engineering honor SEMA gives. It's been valued at $2.8 million, but the real story is that a young team in Southern California pulled this off in under a year by trusting CAD, 3D scanning, and 3D printing as much as the welder and the grinder. If you love Restomods that push every boundary at once, hit subscribe and let us know which 3D printed detail blew your mind. We'll see you in the next build.
Choice. I understand these are BMW seats.
Yep.
With the nut buster.
Right?
Like it fits the car.
Right?
Avant-Garde definitely went in on that. All that. They pulled that whole seat apart, re-stitched it, re-perforated it, everything. It's bananas, bro. Honestly, Avant-Garde, if you ever get the chance to go there and interview them and talk to them, you'll trip out. You will trip out.
I knew this was going to be wild, but seeing it in person, it just gives me so much hope for future hot rodding.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, you guys just push that bar that much further.
I hope some people
No, really.
feel
I mean, we know you see a lot of cars, so I mean, for you to say that's, you know, it's really it's an honor for us to hear that from you, especially.
It is awesome. It's
cool.
crazy. I cannot wait to see it run. Is it pretty close to being?
We got it running. It ran for about 10 seconds. Yeah, we shut it down. It's a rough one, dude. At the last hour, we got it running for about 10 seconds. We were like, oh my God, it runs. Our guy shut it down to configure the transmission and went to go start it. Nothing. And he checked the PDM. Car's on MoTeC, and it's drawing 15 amps on the starter without even pressing the starter. So that thing welded itself shut. We didn't have time to put a new starter in it, and he had to go home. It was like 2 in the morning. It was just one of those, dude, perfect storm, you know. We got it running, the car runs, I know it runs, you know. So for me, I won. For everyone, they won, everyone won. It's just, we didn't have time to sit here and pull the whole, you gotta pull the whole front end apart to put the starter in, and then he still had to configure the shifter, and it was just like, let's just get the car together and get it to the show.
That's like the, if I had one more day.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro, oh yeah. If we had one more day, we'd have been solid.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a shame. It really sucks because we really wanted to put it in Battle of the Builders, but you can't do that if it don't run, you know. And it runs. We could say it runs. We'll lock it up on the starter, but the starter's locked up.
just to give you guys context, after, well, so we pulled it out.
Yeah, super cool. Right? It's all heated, obviously. It should light up.
Back in those days, the only way you could make power. That's what I'm saying. It smells like one too. So we're actually running 660 or 6
but it's nice to have an all-around car, not just a track-specific car going down straight lines. Don't get me wrong, I love drag racing. That's where me and Spencer are from, so we love it. But yeah, it's there's definitely a reason why they're specific to what they do, but we kind of wanted to blend everything and make this car an all-arounder. I mean, that's why we have the interior the way it is, so we can make it street comfortable. Whether it's going to be street comfortable, like you say, I know, but the whole car's on joints and the balls. We're trying to all around the car. I've actually driven a couple of rounds. Yeah.
I'm actually glad you said that because, in terms of the interior, yeah, you can put all the but it's not going to be a modern day. It's no way.
They put in so much technology to get rid of like MVH with rubber oil-filled bushings and all that. So it's just an all-around car. It's not. It's going to be great at looking cool, but it's not going to be the greatest at everything it does. Nor does it have to be. Definitely not. That wasn't the goal of the car to make it just a track monster. If that was the case, it wouldn't look like the way it does.
So what's the process like? Let's just say I'm $1 million. I'm coming to you, and I want to build something myself. Do I come to you with a rolling chassis and take it from there, or
preferably we would like to do everything from scratch, right? Because me and Spencer talk about it all the time. Spencer's right here, by the way. He always talks like, if we just start with the chassis ourselves, we could actually build the whole chassis out and make our brackets off the chassis. I'm not a big fan of brackets on brackets, either Spencer. So starting from scratch would make this whole process a lot easier. This just starts honestly with designing